Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture of this course finite element method. So this is the fourth module that we are discussing, and this module basically deals with the two-dimensional elements and vector variable problems. So earlier we have discussed the one-dimensional elements and two-dimensional elements regarding scalar variable problems, but in this lecture in this module actually we are discussing the two-dimensional problems, two-dimensional vector variable problems. So here in the earlier lecture we have discussed the different numericals to calculate the stiffness matrix, element stress, then the strain displacement matrix. All these things we have discussed in the earlier lecture. Three different numericals, three complicated numericals we have discussed, and different matrix multiplications were required to solve those numericals. Now in this lecture also we will discuss some more complicated numericals to calculate the element stiffness matrix, and one numerical where we will consider the thermal effect also. Okay, so let us start this lecture. So this is the course objective and course outcome of this subject, and we are familiar to this, so I will just skip this part. This is the COPO mapping of this course. So I will just start from this slide, number 4 slide. So here the problem says that for the axisymmetric element shown in this figure, we need to determine the element stresses. The value of the Young's modulus is given as 2.1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square, and the value of the Poisson's ratio, it is given as 0.25. Now the coordinates which are shown in this figure, these are in millimeters, and the nodal displacements, these are given, that u1 is 0.05 millimeter, u2 is 0.02 millimeter, u3 is 0 millimeter, and w1 is 0.03 millimeter, w2 is 0.02 millimeter, and w3 is 0 millimeter. So these are the things given in this numerical. So let us write all the given things in this numerical in details. So here for the three nodes of this triangular element, the coordinates are given. So from that we can write corresponding to node 1, which is given as 0 0, that means the r1 is 0 and z1 is 0. Next, for node 2, the coordinate is given as 60, 0, that means r2 is 60 and z2 is 0 millimeter here. Next, for the node 3, it is given as r30, 50, that means r3 is given as 30 millimeter and z3 is given as 50 millimeter. And the nodal displacements, these are given, u1 is 0.05 millimeter, w1 is 0.03 millimeter, then u2 is 0.02 millimeter and w2 is also 0.02 millimeter, then u3 is given 0 millimeter and w3 is given 0 millimeter. The value of Young's modulus, it is given 2.1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square, and the value of Poisson's ratio, it is given as 0.25. Now we need to find the element stresses. That means we need to find the radial stress, that is sigma r, then the circumferential stress, which is sigma theta, Then the longitudinal stress, which is sigma z, and the shear stress, that is tau rz. So these are the element stresses which we need to find here. So let us start the procedure to solve this numerical. The formula to calculate the stress, that is the element stresses, it is sigma vector or the sigma matrix. It is actually the multiplication of D and B matrix, that is the stress strain relationship matrix multiplied by the strain displacement matrix into the multiplied by the U matrix. So here we can write that equation number 1, which is sigma r, sigma, column matrix of sigma r, sigma theta, sigma z, and tau rz. So what are these? The sigma r, it is the radial stress. Then sigma theta, it is the circumferential stress. Then sigma z, it is the longitudinal stress, and tau rz, it is the shear stress. So these four things actually we need to find. And in the U matrix, we are having U1, W1, U2, W2, and U3, W3. And the values for these nodal displacements, these are actually given in this numerical. So first, we need to calculate the area of this triangular element. So there are two different procedures. One procedure is half multiplied by a 3 by 3 matrix, and another process is that half into breadth into height. Now the breadth and height of this triangular element, it is actually given here. So from that we can put the value of the breadth and height of this triangle, and finally we can calculate the area of this triangular element. It is 1500 millimeter square. Next, we need to calculate the coordinate of r and z. To calculate the coordinate r, the formula that we need to use, it is r1 plus r2 plus r3 divided by 3. So the value of r1 is given as 0, r2 is given 60, and r3 is given as 30 millimeter in this numerical. So putting the values of this r1, r2 and r3, we can calculate the value of r, which is coming as 30 millimeter. It is 90 by 3, it is 30 millimeter. Next, we need to calculate the coordinate z, and the formula, it is z1 plus z2 plus z3 divided by 3. Now the value of z1 and z2, these are given as 0 in this diagram, and the value of z3, it is given 50. So that means the value of z, it will be 50 by 3, which is calculated as 16.667 millimeter. So till now in this numerical, we have calculated the area of this axisymmetric triangular element and the coordinate r and z. Next, we need to calculate the stress-strain relationship matrix, that is D matrix. And the formula to calculate the D matrix, it is given as E by 1 plus nu into 1 minus 2 nu multiplied by a 4 by 4 matrix. So here in this matrix, we need to actually put the value of the Young's modulus, that is E, capital E, and the value of the Poisson's ratio. So putting the values of this Young's modulus and Poisson ratio, which are actually given in this numerical. Then after several steps performing this matrix multiplication, we can calculate the value of this stress-strain relationship matrix, that is D matrix, as equation number 5, which is 84 into 10 cube multiplied by a 4 by 4 matrix. Next, we need to calculate the B matrix, which is the strain displacement matrix. Now the formula to calculate the strain displacement matrix, it is given here as equation number 6. So here we need to calculate the value of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, then beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, and gamma 1, gamma 2, and gamma 3. Now, to calculate all these things, we need to use their formula. Like the formula for alpha 1, it is R2Z3 minus R3Z2. And these values of the R and Z coordinates we will get corresponding to node 2 and node 3 from the given diagram. Now, after putting the values of this R2, R3, Z2, Z3, we have calculated the value of alpha 1, it is 3000 millimeter square. Next, we need to calculate alpha 2, which is R3Z1 minus R1Z3. So, the corresponding values of this R and Z coordinates we can take from the given diagram, and from that, after the calculation, we got that the value of alpha 2, it is coming as 0. Next, the formula to calculate alpha 3, it is R1Z2 minus R2Z1. So putting all the required values, we have calculated the value of alpha 3, it is coming as 0. Next, we need to calculate the value of beta 1. The formula to calculate beta 1, it is Z2 minus Z3. So it is minus 50 millimeter. Next, the formula to calculate beta 2, it is Z3 minus Z1. Now the value of Z3 in this numerical, it is given 50 millimeter, and Z1 is given as 0. So beta 2, it is coming as 50 millimeter. Next, the formula to calculate beta 3, it is Z1 minus Z2. In the values of Z1 and Z2, these are given as 0. So finally, the value of beta 3, it is coming as 0. Next, the formula to calculate gamma 1, it is R3 minus R2. The value of R3 is given as 30 and R2 is given as 60 millimeter. So the gamma 1, it is coming as minus 30 millimeter. Next, gamma 2, its formula is R1 minus R3. So that means 0 minus 30 millimeter, it is again minus 30 millimeter. Gamma 2 is minus 30 millimeter. Next, we need to calculate gamma 3 with the formula is R2 minus R1. So that means the value of gamma 3 we are getting as 60 millimeter. So all the values of this alpha, beta and gamma we have calculated. Now need to calculate this value, that is alpha 1 by R plus beta 1 plus gamma 1 Z by R. So putting all the values of this alpha 1, beta 1, gamma 1, R and Z, we can calculate this part as 33.33 millimeter. Next, we need to calculate the value of alpha 2 by R plus beta 2 plus gamma 2 Z by R, which we are getting as 33.33 millimeter. Next, we need to calculate alpha 3 by R plus beta 3 plus gamma 3 Z by R. So here also we need to put the value of this alpha 3, beta 3, gamma 3, R and Z, and finally we are getting the value of this part as 33.33 millimeter. Now if we put all the required values in the formula of the strain displacement matrix, that is B, then we are getting the value of this B matrix as the equation number 7, that is 3.33 into 10 to the power minus 4 multiplied by a 4 by 6 matrix. Now we need to perform the matrix multiplication of D and B matrices. So the value of D matrix we have calculated earlier, and the value of D matrix we have calculated just now, which you can see in this equation number 7. So we need to put the values of these two different matrices, and then we need to perform the matrix multiplication. So sincerely we need to perform this matrix multiplication, and we need to be very careful, and after several steps we will get the result of the multiplication of these two different matrices as the equation number 8. It is 28 multiplied by a 4 by 6 matrix. Now if we substitute these values in the first equation to calculate the element stresses, then again we need to perform one more matrix multiplication with the nodal displacements, and finally after 2 or 3 several steps we are getting the value like this. That is the column matrix of sigma r, sigma theta, sigma z, tau rz. This is equals to one column matrix of minus 102.65, 112, minus 102.65 and minus 72.8. So that means finally we can write the result of the element stresses, that is the radial stress is coming as sigma r, which is minus 102.65 Newton per millimeter square. And the value of circumferential stress, which is sigma theta, it is 112 Newton per millimeter square. Then the value of longitudinal stress, sigma z, it is minus 102.65 Newton per millimeter square. And the value of shear stress, tau rz, this is equals to minus 72.8 Newton per millimeter square. So this is the final answer of this numerical. So what we have done actually, we had to calculate the element stresses, that is the radial stress, circumferential stress, longitudinal stress and shear stress for the given triangular element. And for that, the formula that we have used, that is, you can see here the first line, it is stress sigma, it is the multiplication of D and B matrices multiplied by the nodal displacement matrix. Now the values of this nodal displacements, these are given in the numerical. We had to use the formula of the D matrix and B matrix. So, that is stress strain relationship matrix and strain displacement matrix. So the formula for this D matrix, it is, you can see here in this slide number 7. So here we have entered the value of the Young's modulus and the Poisson's ratio. Then we have calculated the value of the D matrix. Next, to calculate the strain displacement matrix, that is the B matrix, we have used the equation, that is equation number 6. We can see here in the slide number 8. And to calculate the alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, then beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 and gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma 3, we have used these required formulas that we can see in this slides number 8 and 9. So all these formulas we need to remember so that we can solve these numericals. And finally we have performed the matrix multiplication here, that is the multiplication of the D and B matrices, and that one we had to multiply with the column matrix of the nodal displacement, and from that finally we have got the values of the element stresses. This is the 4 different element stresses here, that is radial stress, circumferential stress, longitudinal stress and the shear stress. So this is the procedure to solve such numerical. Let us discuss the next numerical. Here we need to calculate the element stiffness matrix and the thermal force vector for the axisymmetric triangular element which is given in the diagram. The element experiences a 15 degree centigrade increase in temperature. And the coordinates, these are given in millimeter, and the value of alpha, it is given 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 per degree centigrade. This is the coefficient of thermal expansion. Then E, Young's modulus, is given 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square, and the Poisson's ratio, it is given 0.25. So these are the things given in this numerical. Now let us write in details all the values which are actually given in this numerical. Now the change in temperature delta T, it is given 15 degree centigrade, and from the given coordinates of this triangular element we can write corresponding to node 1, R1 it is 6 millimeter and Z1 is 7 millimeter. Then corresponding to node 2, R2 is 8 millimeter and Z2 is 7 millimeter. Then corresponding to node 3, R3 is 9 millimeter and Z3 is 10 millimeter. And the coefficient of thermal expansion alpha, it is given 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 per degree centigrade. Then Young's modulus E is given 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. Then Poisson's ratio, it is given as 0.25. So we need to find the element stiffness matrix, that is K, and the thermal force vector, that is Ft. And to find the element stiffness matrix, we need to use this formula of the stiffness matrix, which you can see here as equation number 1, that is K matrix. It is 2 pi Ra multiplied by the transpose of B matrix multiplied by D matrix multiplied by B matrix. So the multiplication of 3 matrices we need to perform here. Now the formula for the strain displacement matrix you can see here in this equation number 2. So here first we need to calculate the value of the alpha 1, that is R2Z3 minus R3Z2. This is the formula to calculate the value of this alpha 1. Next, here we need to put the values of R2, R3, Z2 and Z3 from the coordinates 2 and 3. So putting all the values, we can calculate the value of alpha 1. It is 17 millimeter square. Next, for the calculation of alpha 2, we need to use the formula. It is R3Z1 minus R1Z3. So the values of these coordinates we will get from the diagram, and after putting all the values, we have calculated the value of alpha 2. It is 3 millimeter square. Next, the formula to calculate alpha 3, it is R1Z2 minus R2Z1, and putting all the required values, we have calculated the value of alpha 3, which is minus 14 millimeter square. Next, to calculate the value of beta 1, we need to use the formula. It is Z2 minus Z3. Now the value of Z2 is given as 7 and Z3 is given as minus 10. So the value of beta 1, it is coming as minus 3 millimeter. Next, we need to calculate the value of beta 2. The formula is Z3 minus Z1. So that means putting the required values, the value of B2 is calculated as 3 millimeter. Next, the value of beta 3 can be calculated by using the formula, which is Z1 minus Z2. Now the values are same for Z1 and Z2, which are 7 millimeter. So the final value of beta 3 we are getting as 0. Next, to calculate gamma 1, we need to use this formula, which is R3 minus R2. That means 9 minus 8 millimeter, which is 1 millimeter. Next, for gamma 2, the formula is R1 minus R3, which is 6 minus 9 millimeter, which is minus 3 millimeter finally. And the value of gamma 3, it is R2 minus R1, which is 8 minus 6 millimeter. And the value of gamma 3 we are getting finally is 2 millimeter. Now we need to calculate the value of R and Z, these coordinates. Now the formula to calculate the value of R, it is R1 plus R2 plus R3 divided by 3. Now the value of R1, R2 and R3, these are given in this numerical, which is 6, 8 and 9 millimeter. So that means the final value of R we are getting as 7.6667 millimeter. Next, to calculate the value of the coordinate Z, we need to use the formula, which is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 divided by 3. So the values of the Z1, Z2 and Z3, these are given in this numerical. These are 7 plus 7 plus 10 divided by 3. That means 24 by 3 millimeter. That means the value of Z, it is coming as 8 millimeter. Now, to calculate alpha 1 by R plus beta 1 plus gamma 1 Z by R, we need to put all the values of this alpha 1, beta 1, gamma 1, R and Z, and finally we can calculate the value as 0.2609 millimeter. So next, we need to calculate the value of alpha 2 by R plus beta 2 plus gamma 2 Z by R. So here also, putting all the required values, we can calculate the value, which is coming as 0.2609 millimeter. Next, to calculate the value of alpha 3 by R plus beta 3 plus gamma 3 Z by R, we need to put the required values here. and finally we have calculated the value of this part as 0.2609 millimeter. So all these values we need to put in the strain displacement matrix, that is B matrix. Now in the formula of the B matrix there is the area of the triangular element, so we need to use the formula to calculate the area of the triangular element, which is half multiplied by a 3 by 3 matrix. So in this 3 by 3 matrix we need to put the values of R1, R2, R3 and Z1, Z2, Z3. So here putting the necessary values, we have calculated the value of the area of this triangular element, it is 3 millimeter square. So there may be some printing mistake, the unit will be millimeter square because this is the area of the triangle or triangular element. Now putting all the required values that we have calculated for the strain displacement matrix B, we are getting after several steps the final value of the B matrix as 0.1667 multiplied by a 4 by 6 matrix, which is our equation number 3. Next we need to perform the transpose of this B matrix, that is we need to interchange the row and column of this B matrix. So we are getting the equation number 4 as the transpose of the matrix B. Next we need to calculate the stress strain relationship matrix, and the formula for the stress strain relationship matrix D, it is given here as in terms of the Young's modulus and Poisson's ratio. Now here we need to put the values of Young's modulus and Poisson's ratio that are given in this numerical. So after putting the values of these constants, we have calculated the stress strain relationship matrix as is equation number 5, that means 0.25 into 320 into 10 cube multiplied by a 4 by 4 matrix. This is the value of the stress strain relationship matrix D. Now to multiply the transpose of the B matrix with the D matrix, we need to put their values and then we need to perform the matrix multiplication. So after performing the matrix multiplication, we are getting the equation as the equation number 6. Now this equation number, the value of this equation number 6 need to be multiplied with the B matrix, that is the original strain displacement matrix. So again we need to perform one matrix multiplication here. So these matrix multiplications need to be performed very carefully, and after performing this matrix multiplication, we are getting the final value, that is the last line of this slide, that is the multiplication of the B matrix transpose multiplied by the D matrix and the B matrix. So this is 2.2231 into 10 cube multiplied by this matrix. It is a 6 by 6 matrix we have got here. So next, to calculate the stiffness matrix, we need to multiply this earlier slide's value with 2 pi RA. So if we put the values of R and the area of the triangle, then we need to multiply this with the multiplication of the three matrices. Then finally we are getting the value of the stiffness matrix as equation number 7. So this is the final value of the stiffness matrix here. Next we need to find the value of the thermal force vector, and the formula to calculate the thermal force vector, it is the B matrix transpose multiplied by D multiplied by the ET, that is the strain, into 2 pi RA. Now the value of the strain matrix, that is the column matrix, it is alpha delta T 0 and alpha delta T. So the value of alpha, that is the coefficient of thermal expansion, and the value of the delta T, that is 15 degrees C, these were given in the numerical, so we can easily form this strain matrix here. Next, we need to multiply and we need to put all the required values in the formula of this thermal force vector, and after that we need to perform the matrix multiplication again, and finally we are getting the value of this thermal force vector as the equation number 10. So this is the final value of the thermal force vector, and from this part now we can write the final result. That is, the first part was to calculate the stiffness matrix, and this is the result that we have calculated. In the second part was the calculation of the thermal force vector, and this is the result that we have calculated by using the formula of the thermal force vector. Okay, so this is the procedure that we have discussed for the two different numericals to calculate the element stresses and to calculate the stiffness matrix and the thermal force vector. Okay, so a lot of matrix operation we have performed to solve these required things, and we need to perform the matrix operation very carefully so that there will not be any mistake. Okay, and these formulas for the strain relationship matrix, strain displacement matrix, then stress strain relationship matrix, then the thermal force vector, then the element stresses, all these things we need to remember. Okay, so this is the end for this lecture.